What's up, everybody? The Detroit Lions just dodged a bullet. I really do think they did. We lost someone that a lot of us had pegged to be our next offensive coordinator, maybe continue or improve in the role as, passing game coordinator, but instead we lose Tanner Engstrand to the Jets. He goes with Aaron Glenn, but even before we lost him, and probably the reason for losing him, is we made a hire of a former great, emphasis on great college football coach, but also a guy who has been back in the NFL recently and doing pretty darn well with it. So we dodged a bullet there. We're going to talk about the hiring of David Shaw. We're going to go deeper into what John Morton what does he bring as offensive coordinator? Because I'm telling you right now, this is a good hire, and we're not going to stop there. We're going to do a deep dive into the numbers on why you can trust and be happy with our new offensive staff, which has had a ton of turnover. Hey, if you're new to this channel, my name is Craig. Along with Chris, we love the Lions. We do Lions content. It would help us out a ton if you'd hit that like and subscribe if you like what we're doing here. Otherwise, wait till the end of the video. If you still like what's going on, go ahead. Give that a like and subscribe. All right, so this is our coaching tree. I understand there's been a lot of changes. Antoine Randall L. is out. He's going with Ben Johnson to Chicago. All right. You got Steve Hayden, the tight ends coach. See ya. He's going to do offensive line coaching with Aaron Glenn and the Jets. JT Barrett is gone. There is a rumor that Mark Brunell is going to be gone, but we have just hired a new guy. Remember, we promoted Hank Fraley to run game coordinator. We have our new OC in John Morton. We needed a passing game coordinator, and that came in the form of David Shaw. So here's David Shaw. You may or may not remember this guy. I have followed David Shaw's career very, very closely throughout his career. And the reason for that is one of the guys that I love, Jim Harbaugh. You can see him in a picture behind me, right? He followed in his footsteps at Stanford when Jim Harbaugh left to go coach the San Francisco 49ers in the NFL. And I just want to give you a quick update on who David Shaw is and what he did with that Stanford program. First, let's talk about Jim Harbaugh. He started, in his first year went 4-8, next year went 5-7, the following year went 8-5, and then went 12-1. That 12-1 season was with Andrew Luck as their quarterback, and they won the Rose Bowl. That was in 2010. He then goes to the 49ers. David Shaw takes over, goes 11-2, 12-2, 11-3 in the first 3 years without Harbaugh. Then goes 8-5. And then the next 2 years with nobody left, I want to be clear on this. With nobody left at a program that has traditionally been very bad at football, at least in the last 30 years, right? 30, 40 years. He then goes 12-2, 10-3. He wins not one, but 2 Rose Bowls. Back when the Rose Bowl, I still love the Rose Bowl, but back when it was Pac-12, Big Ten, he wins 2 Rose Bowls with the Stanford Cardinal. They don't even have an S after Cardinal. All right? That doesn't even make sense. You can't even say Stanford Cardinal. You have to say the Stanford Cardinal. Maybe that's what they were going for. I don't know. He brings him in as a passing game coordinator. A good friend of ours who covers the Broncos, which is where we stole him from, was not thrilled with this. I will read his text directly to you. All right? He says, I cannot believe you guys got David Shaw from us. He's brilliant. Head coach material and probably one of the best evaluators of talent that fits a system. Think of all the studs he got to Stanford who had to fit their strict grade criteria. He'll find you talent that fits Goff and Dan Campbell criteria. It is very clear that they are setting back what they need to do with the offense, and I want to absolutely talk to you about exactly how they are going to do that under our new offensive coordinator, Johnny Morton, all right, because he is the X factor in all of this. And speaking of factor, I just got my factor order, and guess what? Pleasantly surprised. The food is really, really good. And what I think I love most about it is not just that it tastes great, it is so easy to make. It is so easy to put together. All right, these are fresh, never frozen meals that are chef prepared, chef crafted. And it helps you get out of some of those bad routines and bad habits that you might have. I'm going to tell you one of mine. I fall into the takeout trap. That's what I do. I go to work every single day and I conveniently, in air quotes, forget my lunch. Maybe I'm just too lazy to make it. But with Factor, what that allows me to do is simply put these in the fridge right at my work, and I have a good tasting, something I'm looking forward to meal at work, so I don't have to fall into that trap of fast food that we know is no good. And sometimes I don't want a full meal. Well, Factor's got you covered there too. They now offer loads of snack options like breakfast, smoothies, juices, small bites, and so much more to keep me and keep you going throughout the day and just give you that little boost of energy that you absolutely need. So if this sounds good to you, and I know I've enjoyed it, head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code 50STDetroit to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first Factor box. That's code 50STDetroit at factor75.com and get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. Hey, that 50% off sounds great, and hopefully you are as pleasantly surprised as I was. So back at it, John Morton. Let's talk about him. Let's do this. In a video before, I talked to you about the most simple of concepts and how he was going to bring this to the Detroit Lions. Just simple concept of a screen pass. Well, I talked about how he would improve screenplays, but it turns out our screenplays and our deep ball efficiency and other things were already so much better when he was just on the staff. Numbers don't lie, people. I want you to look at this real quick. All right, in 2022, when Morton was here, the Lions ranked among the NFL's best in screen efficiency. They averaged 7 yards per attempt. That was second in the NFL. EPA per dropback, second. A 54.2% success rate. That's fourth. This is unbelievable. After his departure in 2023, they dropped to 12th, 13th, and 6th. All right? They did. All right? They dropped. Now, there's more. What about the deep ball efficiency? All right? Now, we all know the Lions have done pretty well with the deep ball. But on play action vertical routes, I know, weird small sample size. It's important. Remember how me and Chris have been talking this year about, like, where'd the play action go? Like, are we not doing this as well? The Lions led the NFL with 1.31 EPA per dropback, the highest mark across both the 2022 and 2023 seasons. They also averaged 19.2 yards per attempt on play action vertical routes. That was third. They posted a league best 69.6 success rate. The key contributors, Khalif Raymond and DJ Chark. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? In 2023, it took a slight dip, 0.84 as opposed to 1.31. 20.9 yards per attempt actually went up, and a 50% success rate. That is 20% lower than before. But the decline continued in 2022. This is what we're talking about with the play action pass. They managed just 0.75 EPA per dropback, middle of the NFL. 16.3 yards per attempt, 11th, and a 47.6% success rate. That was 20th in the NFL. They became a mediocre deep passing team. A mediocre deep passing team when they had J-Mo. They were the best in the NFL with DJ Chark and Khalif Raymond, but they were a middle-of-the-road team when they had Jamison Williams running the go route. You tell me if an offensive coordinator can be important. Same offensive line, I would argue better. Same quarterback, I would argue better, right? Jared Goff has only improved, if you ask me, and he threw a couple of deep balls this year that I've never seen him be able to throw in years past. Same running backs, better wide receivers, same tight ends. Actually, better tight ends. So you sit here and you tell me why that happened. And the answer is really simple. It is John Morton. That is why they brought him back. And Dan Campbell is setting a very clear shift in philosophy. A very clear shift. And that shift in philosophy is saying no more just constant, sure, they'll still have trick plays. But when you have the best running back in the NFL, in my opinion, in Jahmyr Gibbs, when you have arguably the best offensive line, when you have the fastest receiver, arguably, and the best receiver in J-Mo and Amon-Ra St. Brown, and you have one of the best tight ends, you don't need a ton of trick plays. You can stretch the defense everywhere. You can stretch it deep with J-Mo. You can make them load the box with Montgomery or Gibbs. You can make them take account for the middle of the field with St. Brown and with Laporta. You don't need to get crazy. You just need to spread the field. John Morton will do exactly that. And that is why he is the X factor, and that is why this offense is going to be so much better. I know that sounds hard to believe, but it is going to be more efficient with him at the helm. All right, hey, thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next one.